President, Senator Akpabio, we are giving him ultimatum of 2 days, that is 48 hours, to reverse the suspension of Senator Natasha and stop the harassment from northern senators. Or else, we'll occupy the street. It's our duty. The last protest, you will see what we did. It's in our vein for us to occupy the street. We'll occupy the whole street of northern Nigeria. We'll also occupy the National Assembly. We'll occupy the Senate. And demand for the resignation of Senator Akpabio. Furthermore, we will block Lokoja Lagos roads in a way that there will be no supply of food from the north to the south, and there will be no supply of other goods from south to the north. Please, our great president, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are calling his attention for him to interfere and for him to stop people like Akpabio from all this busybody by spoiling his administration, and said enough is enough. If you could remember, I think before the Senator Natasha and Akpabio Sega, it was Abdul Ningi versus Akpabio. Then later on, Senator Ali Ndumi versus Akpabio. Now it is Senator Natasha versus Akpabio. The question I want to ask here, why is it that it's always a northern senators, people who have voted in that position? Then in addition to what my friend said here, that why is it that we, the northern youth, said Akpabio is anti-north? My friend, please, you should make your research and give us a single development from the northern Nigerian ever since Akpabio resumed as Senate President. The northern Nigerian has not single support from Akpabio. And we are calling for Mr. President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a father from the north, because he's our father from the north. We, the northern Nigerian, voted him, and we support him, and we will keep on supporting him as our president. It's our constitutional right to defend our president. So we are calling the attention of Mr. President for him to please call the attention of Senator Akpabio, the Senate President. Let me tell you what you don't know. Akpabio stopped the project of NLNG gas pipeline project that will link from Kogi State to Kaduna to Kanu, in fact, to other African countries, Morocco.
That ordinarily she needs to be informed if the seat is changed, not at the floor where she's making accusations. It is from that incident that led to the case of suspension today. But before then, this honorable senator has said, distinguished colleagues, she has a petition. If there was a case of suspension that has to do with misconduct, that ordinarily has to be treated before even submitting a petition. She submitted a petition, and there was a case of she cannot sign the petition. It is in the case of this front and back that a Shagarin kind of suspension came. And we are all aware in this country that this is not the first case of sexual harassment made by the Senate President. The Senate President ordinarily should not be in the seat of Senate President. Why? We are all aware that this Senate President has questionable character before even the AFCC. We are also surprised to see him as Senate President. And this is not the first time we are having a case of sexual harassment. So if we are peddling the case of sexual harassment with gross misconduct of Senator Natasha, I think we also need to understand that something led to something before the case of suspension.
I want to ask a question. We don't achieve anything through protest in this country. Have we achieved anything in this country through protest? I don't think so. So it's protest. Is it anything? You want to shut down the road. You want to shut down this. There will be no goods and services in that region. Come on now. We don't achieve anything through protest in this country. I don't think so. Is it these people northerners? Is it everything you guys read bring ethnicity to, bring tribe into? Now, what concerns tribe, ethnicity with what happened in that Senate House? For crying out loud, what concerns tribe? What tribe has to do? What has tribe got to do with what happened in the Senate House? What? Nothing. This is it. You guys speaking now, you are not a senator. You don't even know more than the senators in that house. All the senators in the house have explained all this. So they have explained all this. What happened? Where Natasha was wrong, where Senate President was also wrong. The only issues with Senate President that, okay, the decision was too quick. They were too in a haste to make that decision to suspend her. That one is constitutional. Suspending somebody of her misconduct is constitutional. Debarring somebody from speaking when she's not well seated, when she's not in her seat, or anybody, the Senate President has right. That one is constitutional. A constitutional. Senate has right to change your seat anytime they want. Yes, it's constitutional. It's constitutional. Is it Senate President who came up with the idea to say this woman, she did not sign she was not supposed to sign those petitions by herself? She wasn't the one who's supposed to sign those petitions by herself. Is it Senate President who came up with that idea just to use that to file the petitions? No, that one is constitutional in the Senate House, isn't it? So this woman, for what happened, everything that I've been saying on this video, we based on this analysis on what happened in that Senate House. This woman, I don't think she even read the code of conduct in that Senate House. Just that maybe because she thought she knows all those things before, or it does not matter, all those things, it does not matter because we don't take law seriously in this country. I don't even think she before she started, until the day these things happen, I don't think she read that logbook. I think they have something like that. I don't think she read all those things to know the rules and regulations. I don't think so. So what happened in that Senate House? People are not looking. Some people are not looking at it. Are not looking at the misconduct. They are always focusing on the sexual harassment. Senator said sexual harassment. That one is outside Senate House. Senator said that it does not happen in the Senate House. So they have nothing to do. He said that one is outside the Senate House. So what happened in the Senate House? That's what they know. That's what they will say. That's what they are talking. That's what they are. Whatever they say, they based on that sexual harassment. They can go and investigate. If the woman is able to prove the sexual harassment, fine. The only thing, they should allow her to go to the court and submit her evidence. Let's wait until court decide until this information. But for what happened, the Senate President was still in his right to suspend the woman. It's not a new thing. Senate President is not the committee chairman. The committee chairman, they went to deliberate on the issues. The committee chairman came up with the solutions. That, okay, let's suspend her. She go against the rules in this institution. That misconduct. Right, isn't it? So what happened in that sense? How is it now result to ethnic tribalism, hatred, and ethnic anti-northerners? How? Now, wow, this country. In fact, I see that we are less busy in this country. We don't have job. They don't have job. They are doing nothing is going on. That's why now they have time to be discussing about yash, discussing yash, discussing beauty in Senate House, discussing yash, talking about yash, uku. In fact, oh God, this country, everything, don't read meaning. And they want to use protest. Have we achieved anything? You want to suspend a Senate President? Is this Senate President is that? I'm not against. I'm not saying that Senate President is not guilty or is guilty. I don't know. You yourself is talking. You don't know what you are saying. Look at what happened in that Senate House. Yes, the only thing you blame the Senate President for, okay, she on that very day she was not the one. I mean, he presided over his own case. Right, or he was two issues. It was presided over his okay. It was too quick to make those decisions. He pressured the Senate committee, the committee chairman. He pressured them to come up with a solution less than how many hours, or even move the meeting forward from the time they said they were going to on that ethics committees before. So that's it. So what this one is not Senate President who just came up with this idea. These are the laws. These are constitutionals even before the Senate President comes into that Senate House. These are the laws guiding that institution. If this woman feel maligned that Senate President is Senate President want to take advance of her because of she said no to his request. That's why she's been maligned or she's been disbarred from speaking. And now the senator has explained all this. No, that's not the case. This happened to not one, not two, not twice. It happens to everybody. So why is this matter going on and on? Now you are accused. I mean, you said, Senate President, this is not the first one. The NDDC woman, even the matter has not been decided, and Senate President now said he wants to deal with that woman. He wants to deal with that issues once and for all, because the issues you failed to deal with today, it will become a problem for you tomorrow. And now, according to them, I wasn't there. A lot of people even explain those stories, and then like what happened at that time, that the woman said the woman was lying. We don't know until they go to the court prove him wrong or prove him right. If the woman is able to produce a substantial evidence to convince the judge that she was truly harassed by the Senate President, or even this Natasha too. Everything we are saying is she said. There is no evidence to that yet until they go to the court. But now, what happened in the Senate, that this woman disobeyed the order in that Senate house, that's what they have, that's what they focus on, that's what they did. If there is no law in any organization, it's not going to function, it's not going to work. I don't understand. Now it don't suddenly generate, it don't suddenly become ethnic something, hatred. And now you don't one issue, they bring another one. This allegation now, we get proof to this. The Senate President stopped the project to Kugis to the north to even Morocco. Do you have evidence to all this? It's not just to allege. Now, you can talk anyhow, you can talk anything. But when it gets to the court of law, the court does not decide issues based on public opinion. They deal with issues based on the substantial evidence you have. Otherwise, you are joking. Not supporting any Senate President. They are not my friend. I don't know them. They are not working. This country. Anyways, now we're done. Well, be saying I use how many years they discuss about Yash, who fine, who not fine. Hey, God.